Hello and welcome back. In the previous video, we have talked on formalization and that completes explanation regarding the 6 elements of organizational design. Now in this video, let us talk about mechanistic and organic structures. So there are two forms of organization. One is mechanistic and the other one is organic. Now let's try to figure out and match the 6 elements of organizational design to these structures. So firstly, let us write the 6 elements that we have. So work specialization we have, and then we have departmentalization, then we have chain of command, then we have span of control, then we have centralization, and we have formalization. Now the reason why I have written the same terms again under this mechanistic structure is that now we need to rate either high or low under each of these categories, mechanistic and organic. Alright, now let us talk about centralization first. So I don't want to again repeat the same definition. Centralization is all about the degree to which the upper level managers will be given the authority to take decisions. Only that much I would like to put here. But here the concept is decentralization under organic structure. So centralization, so if your organization is following centralization, then you need to call that organization as mechanistic structure, and if it is decentralization, then it is organic. Now you have high formalization here. What do you mean by formalization? The way the jobs are standardized and the way the employees are guided by so many rules and regulations. And here it is low formalization. So we are done with centralization and formalization. Now let us talk about this specialization and departmentalization. Now here you have cross-functional teams. I think we have talked about Harley-Davidson example when we were talking about departmentalization. So in that we have talked about former CEO of Harley-Davidson talking about cross-functional teams and its importance. And then he also talked about creative friction and encouraging the conflicting perspectives, which has led to the formation of that product called Harley-Davidson motorbike and its versions, different versions. So here you have cross-functional and cross-hierarchical teams. Okay. Now here when you talk about this, I would say it is high specialization, and you can say rigid departmentalization. So anyways, the words can be anything, but the point is here you have departmentalization, but here you have cross-functional teams and hierarchical teams. And here you have a clear chain of command. Okay. And here you will be having free flow of information. Alright. So when you come to the span of control, and when you compare the span of control with mechanistic versus organic, you will be having here narrow spans of control, and here you will be having wider spans of control. Okay. So now the point here is these are the factors that make an organizational structure mechanistic, and these are the factors that make an organizational structure organic. Now based on these, you can relate these characteristics to your organizational characteristics and well, you can know in which organization you are working. Well, some students may have queries saying that, sir, we have two things common from here and two things common from here, etc. Well, in those circumstances, I would say that I think we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? So something maybe above 50%, you can consider that as your organizational structure. So let's take an example of an organization XYZ, where you people feel that you rate 1, 2, 3, 4 characteristics from mechanistic and maybe 1 and 2 from organic. So in that scenario, your organizational structure is high on mechanistic side when compared to the organic side. Okay, like that you can arrive at a conclusion as to under which organizational structure your organization falls in. Now, well, if you ask me, sir, in this scenario, what kinds of organizational structure is good, whether it is mechanistic or organic? Well, I would say in the current scenario, especially when we talk about corporate organizations, because we are not talking about military firms and so on, army and etc. When you talk about private corporates, I say that you have a stream flowing from mechanistic to organic nowadays. At least that much I can tell you with respect to the happenings in the environment. Well, the point to be underlined is I'm talking about private corporates like MNCs. There are some other organizations like military organizations and some other government organizations which demand some sort of high specialization, departmentalization, etc. But I'm not taking that into consideration. I'm only talking about private corporate MNCs. Alright. So, well, that's all I have in this video. And in the next video, let us see what are all the contingency factors that decide whether an organization is mechanistic or an organization is organic. Thank you.